Hello and welcome back to another video here at the Money Paradise channel. Damn, it has been a minute since I've recorded a video. I do apologize for that. I've been busy, with life and family and career and bunch of bunch of different things, a bunch of different adventures that I'm kind of embarking upon. So I guess this video is kind of just going to be like an update and maybe the usual rant. Scratch that. There will be a rant. Let's just call that now. So anyways, let me just fill you in on what I've been up to lately. So my job with the federal government, still going good. Still have that job. Grateful to have it. I'm learning as much as I can. It's difficult to say at this point whether I'm 100% grasping the job. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of things that I need to learn in this new role that I'm in, and most of it is gonna have to be hands-on, because right now I'm kind of in like this classroom setting with my fellow coworkers that we all, kind of got hired on the same day, so we're all in this training class together. And we're on the tail end of that class. After we graduate, so to speak, then we'll start actually working for real. We'll be taking real life calls, dealing with taxpayers, working with taxpayers, I should say. I don't want to be dealing with taxpayers. I'm trying to make this experience as enlightening as possible. I'm trying to be of service in this role. That's my focus right now, is really trying to be of service to whoever I'm interacting with, whether that be my coworkers or the taxpayer. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to be there for that person in that moment. So that's the one thing that I'm trying to stay true for this entire process. And everything else, I'm just gonna trust that it's all gonna fall into place. The stuff that we have to learn, really has to be hands-on. And I've always been kind of that kind of learner, I guess you could say. And I'm used to kind of getting thrown into the shit in order to actually learn the job. And I've been through several different little careers in my life, and in past videos I've talked about that. The majority of my working experience has been in healthcare, working in the office with like claims and prior authorizations and a little bit of customer service, mixed in through all of it. So I'm kind of just leaning on my experience right now and just trusting that when the time comes, I'll be ready, and the knowledge will get there, the knowledge will come, I'll pick it up, and hopefully the next time I, get in front of a camera, I have some more kind of details as to how that's going. Because right now, it's really hard to kind of give you specifics on like what I'm actually doing. All I can say really is that I'm learning as much as I can, mainly about the tax code, mainly about tax law, and it's interesting. It's really, for anyone that's into learning about investing and how taxes work around that, like, you would probably be interested to learn some of these things. Like I would spend all day learning as much as I could about how like capital gains works, how trusts like are taxed, how investments are taxed, the ins and outs of that. But because I'm training, it's not something that I can just stop everything and just focus on that. So it's kind of one of those, like, in my free time, I like to, read up on the tax law. Real exciting stuff, guys. Yeah, my life is totally exciting, in that regard. So, it is what it is. It's just something that interests me, and and it's one of those things that I look forward to continuing to learn as long as possible, for as long as I kind of choose to stay in this role. Because the good thing about, I guess you could say, working in the federal government is that there are a lot of different departments, a lot of different agencies that people can choose to move around. It's not a place where you can just get hired in one role and just stay stuck there. So that's the one thing that, if you ask me, like, what do you like about working for the federal government, I would say that you have the ability to kind of move around. You don't have to feel stuck in a specific role if it gets kind of hairy for you, like if you just don't like it, you don't like the job itself, you don't like the role that you're in, there's options. They are comfortable with you looking for something that fits you, better. And for me, for someone who, again, spent like 12 years in healthcare and felt like stuck because it was one specific type of industry and one kind of job, and it was really one of those things where I felt like I kind of peaked in that realm, and there was only so many levels you could get to in terms of promotions before you just felt like you were living there, So I had to get out of there before it got to that point, And in this new kind of career that I'm still kind of not really sure if it's going to be a career, to be honest, because I have goals, I have plans, we've talked about that, and I think this video is actually a good opportunity to I think this is a good opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about that too, while I'm updating you on what's been going on since you've last seen me. So that's what's going on the job front. It's pretty solid. It's going good. As a segue into that, the job is really giving us that steady income that we really need right now. I mean, it would be great if I didn't have to work a 9 to 5 so that, the bills could get paid. And again, it all just ties into my long-term goals of what I really want to do in order to not just financially support my family, but do better than that, do more than that. I don't want to just be focusing on things one paycheck at a time, because right now that's kind of what I have to do, just so that we keep ourselves honest. Just because I have a job and a steady paycheck doesn't mean we can just buy whatever we want and do whatever we want. We still have to be responsible. We still have to have kind of set limits on how much we can spend on things. So like, we've been budgeting again, and that's been really good. We've also been paying down a lot of our credit card debts. Happy to report, we've got several of our cards are now at zero balances, so that's good. All during this time, our credit score's gone up too, so that's been really good, because that allows us to kind of have more maneuverability with opening like new lines of credit, new debt tools, because I'm kind of just embracing this shift from saving to spending strategically, purchasing assets, using those assets to generate income, and then just kind of keep it cycling, you know what I mean? And of course, I'm still researching and learning about, infinite banking, and learning what I can about trusts, and, just kind of securing my wealth, because I've talked with several near and dear friends of mine this past week, and conversation has definitely broached the topic of, securing wealth and building it, and not just being stuck in, the financial constraints, of like being in a 9 to 5, but not making enough to really do more than just pay the bills. So that's what I'm working on top of just doing my job and obviously taking care of things at home, right? So again, the job's going good. I'm learning as much as I can on the side with whatever free time I have, you know, while also trying to be a good father and husband, you know. So that's it's been challenging, to be honest, but it's been a good challenge. It's been a good thing. It's like um, on top of all of these things, I'm also like getting back into working out, lifting weights again. So all of these things have been good challenges for me, especially the personal side of being a father and a husband. You know, like that's something that is for me a kind of a constant challenge, because sometimes I don't go about things, you know, in a positive way. I don't know how else to say that. It's like I know that certain interactions I have, like with my daughter, can definitely go better. You know, it's like sometimes we have like communication issues. You know what I mean? Because she's trying to convey what she's going through, what she's feeling, what she's experiencing, and sometimes it doesn't click for me. You know, so it's like that's on me to really take the time to try to understand better. You know, so that's a good thing that I'm focusing on the personal side, right? And then of course, with balancing a budget and kind of moving debt around and paying off debt, like all of that is like a challenge for me, because I focus on those things a lot. I mean, before I quit my last job, that's what I did. We were saving for a house, so I was focusing so much on the finances, you know, and I was like hyper focused in a detrimental way, you know. Now it's more so keeping us honest and getting us to that place to where we're able to do things without windfalls, you know, because being in crypto, right? Like I've put some money into it, and I'm expecting a return on those investments, but I'm trying to tie it all together, you know, like getting that windfall, that's great. It's a good win, because now it's like I've waited so long to see these investments like grow and appreciate, and now we're getting to that point where next year I'm going to be looking at what to do with this windfall, what to do with this sudden wealth that I'm going to have, right? So it's all tying together, and I just want to go into some of my notes, because I might branch off into a tangent or anything, but I don't want to have to do that too much. I just want to give you guys, you know, kind of a comprehensive update on my life. So moving on, getting back into budgeting, balancing, you know, all the debt, you know, kind of tools that we're utilizing right now. That's been a challenge, but it's been good. It's been good to be able to understand it better, learn how our money is working for us instead of working against us. Like seeing that, it has been a morale boost for us, you know, because before I had a job, it was kind of rough, like swiping credit cards and not knowing when the hell we were going to pay them off. You know what I mean? So now we're at that point to where it's like, we're not in that struggle situation anymore. We're doing great. You know, we're paying off our debts. We're utilizing the debt tools in a beneficial way. We're not stressing on the bills, because it's all taken care of month to month. The money comes in, the bills get paid, the credit cards get paid off, and then it just keeps going, you know, all while, you know, we're taking advantage of like rewards points and you know, statement credits and cashback rewards and all that stuff. So it's like, it's a cycle of this, you know, process that, you know, we're just getting into the swing of. But going back to the personal side, right? Like I mentioned before, getting back into working out. I've been out of the gym for a very long time. For those of you that don't know, in an older, you know, video, I explained what really kind of set off my health issues was a health scare at the gym, you know, and like basically the summary of that was I was working out, probably was pushing myself past my limits, with weight, how much weight I was pushing. It was leg day, so sometimes that can happen with people who are like squatting too much or um, moving too much weight. They might like pass out or faint from it, because it's just too much on their body. And I was doing all that without like any energy, like I was going in fasting basically. Like I brought in water and all that, but probably had some mineral deficiencies during that time, and it was just a perfect storm for my body to just shut down on me. But as a result, I passed out. I hit the ground like almost like square on, but luckily it was just the side of my face that hit the ground. Um, so that jacked me up, like my neck, my middle back. I couldn't really lift weights. I couldn't really put any weight on my body, for a very long time without experiencing like pain and I mean, I got scared a couple times because it was like something I never experienced before. Just having that feeling of like dread that something was wrong, and it just all kind of snowballed. The anxiety of it, the health issues that I was feeling, that I was perceiving to have, all those things were really keeping me out of the gym, keeping me from getting back to a place of having that weekly regimen of going to the gym, building my body, and maintaining a healthy kind of lifestyle. So now I'm getting back into that because now I've really addressed a lot of those things, on the internal side, just like dealing with anxiety, dealing with my fears, working with those things instead of trying to force them away, trying to force them down, trying to just push them to the side and ignore them. I feel like now I'm in a healthier place mentally to be able to address those issues so that I can get back into that workout mode again and really focus on building my body, because I got to tell you, it's something I've missed for a very long time. It's something that really gave me like it gave me confidence. That was the main thing. It gave me a lot of self-confidence in how I interacted with the world, because I'd look in the mirror and I'd see a version of myself that I felt good about, right? I just felt good about the way I was looking, And these days, I'm anybody that has seen me recently, like your boy's looking a little scrawny, you know what I mean? So it's not because I'm trying to lose weight. That's definitely not what I'm intending to do. If anything, I definitely need to gain some weight, and I definitely want to gain some weight in like muscle. So in order to do that, I need to get back into the gym. Need to definitely increase my my food intake, and with that it's like, well, I need to have food that satiates me and fuels my body. That's the main goal right now. So I'm looking forward to that because honestly, this is another thing that I want to kind of talk to you guys about, that I think I can segue into. So basically, I'm getting into going back to the gym. Right now it's just working out from home. I got a couple of 20-pound dumbbells that I'm using, and that for right now, that's plenty. Like I do two sets of like Bulgarian split squats. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a very difficult exercise for anybody that's just like hasn't done it in a while. But also it's a very challenging, rewarding kind of exercise because it works out everything in your lower half. You know what I mean? If you don't do them when you do leg day, give them a shot. Like give them a chance, because like you watch a couple videos on how to do them, and then you go to the gym or do it at home, and even without weights, just do it by itself. It's pretty good. It's pretty engaging for your legs and your like your core, your glutes, everything. So anyways, moving on from that, I want to talk to you now about this this thing I've been working on. It's definitely not meditation. I don't want to call it that because I haven't really meditated in quite some time. I want to call this dream building. Yeah, something that I recently kind of learned through the Archaics channel on YouTube. Shout out to Jason from Archaics for this. Basically, he was talking about in one of his recent live streams how there's two halves of your consciousness, and one of them is basically completely blocked off when you're awake. But when you're asleep, that other half suddenly becomes 100% accessible, and that's the dream world. That's your like subconscious mind, right? So when I'm intentionally dream building, before I go to bed, I'll just lay still, eyes closed. I won't like do any breath work or anything. I'll just kind of focus on specific things that I kind of want to dream about. Because from that Archaics video, he was talking about how that world you can access when you're asleep, and it's yours to do with whatever you want to. You know, there's no constraints in that dream world, you know? It's yours to build, it's yours to do with whatever. You can have whoever you want there. And you're also tapping into a source of energy that you can take with you, basically. You can bring it back and apply it to your conscious side, you know? Like the things that you're building over there, you can bring back over here, you know? There's a version of yourself over there that you can tap into. And that's kind of what I've been doing. One of those things specifically, like dreaming about going to the gym and working out, like, man, it felt good. Like I could experience it just by closing my eyes and just like thinking about like, what was it like when you were going to the gym? What was it like when you were doing a specific exercise? For example, like doing like tricep pull downs. That was one of my favorite exercises because it built my triceps. Like I felt like my triceps were jacked. Like for the first time in my life, I was like, damn, my arms are getting big, you know? I mean, they're scrawny now, but you know what I mean? When I was actively going to the gym, like 5-6 days a week, my arms were looking nice, you know, for my frame, right? And I was feeling good. I was feeling like confident. But experiencing that again, just thinking about how it felt, just going through it and just imagining myself first person view at the ropes pulling down, you know, and just feeling that mind body connection. And it felt great, you know. Another vision that I was trying to convey into that dream world was having dinner with all of my close friends and family, the people that really supported me, Jess, and our daughter through, you know, kind of the rough patches in our life. You know, that like the past few years, there's so many good people in our lives right now that have really helped us in many different ways. You know, and I'm not talking about helping us out like paying bills. I mean, just like being our support, being the people that can guide us through a rough patch, you know, like handling debt, dealing with financial issues. Like I've been able to access some really awesome people as of late, and I consider them like really close family, basically. I don't have, blood relatives, right? There's like one or two that I would characterize as actual family, right? Everyone else, in terms of friendship, like those are the family that I want. That's my tribe. That's the people that I brought in, and I say you are family. It's not blood that makes us family. You know what I mean? Although it helps with, like my brother, Sky Garcia. If you ever want to see a badass drummer, just look him up. Google him. Legit. Google Sky Garcia. You'll find him. That's my brother. Badass. If he sees this, shout out to you. I gotta call you soon. We need to catch up. I know you're on the road touring and kicking ass at all corners of the world, but yeah, we gotta catch up. What was I saying? Anyways, he's the blood brother, but even if we weren't related, like, he would be so much more than that, you know what I mean? So in this vision of having a dinner with all of these close family and friends, you know, it's like a round table. It's like the Knights of the Round Table, you know, everyone has an equal seat there. Everyone, there's no one is in more higher regard than the other. Everyone is on equal terms at this table because we brought them together, you know, just being in our lives. It's like, hey, we wanted you all here. We wanted you all to meet. We wanted you all to enjoy each other's company because we love you all and we want to enjoy your company forever, basically. So having that vision of sitting around the dinner table, having good laughs, eating good ass food, you know, like, that's a vision that I continue to have because that's what I'm building towards, is having those people in my life as much as possible, you know, having those people around my family, my wife and daughter. That's what I'm striving to build because that's the family I want. I'm rebuilding my family tree, basically, you know, into something that's got strong roots, that's gonna last forever. So that's another vision, you know, that I periodically have because I want to keep putting that out into the universe. I want to keep letting Source know that this is what I want. This is exactly what I want. I don't want what I'm currently working on to just be only a dream, you know. I want it to become real. I want it to be in my reality. And I already have these things. That's the main point. It's like, I already have these people in my life. I already have unlimited energy to tap into, unlimited wealth to tap into. These things are already there for me. There's a version of myself that already has all these things. It's just me catching up to it. You know, it's me just kind of transposing into it, so to speak. So that's one of the things that, sorry, I'm just trying to look at my notes so I don't get really lost in the sauce here. That's a big thing that I'm trying to do, is like doing things when I'm awake. That's one thing, but realizing that I can do so much more work when I'm asleep, so much more building of those goals and dreams that I have, you know, for myself and my family. I can do that when I'm asleep too. I can do that when I'm dreaming, and that has really emboldened me to just keep pushing forward, keep leaning into these things, keep learning as much as I can, and keep pushing the boundaries of what I think my limits are. That's a big thing for me, is like, I feel like until I hit a brick wall, I'm just gonna keep pushing the limit of what it is that I need to do, what it is I need to work on. And even then, even when I do hit that brick wall, now I've got something to go off of. Now I've just got something to evaluate on how to improve, how to work on it, you know, how to pivot and grow from it. So that's just really been what's been going on the personal side, you know. I think another thing, like, in all of these experiences that I've been having as of late, especially with like meeting new people and having conversations, like really meaningful conversations with people, it's been really awesome to just have a knowing that no matter where the conversation goes, no matter what we're talking about, I'm like neutral throughout all of it, you know. And that to realize that, like, I'm not like so biased about things, you know, the way I used to be. Like, I can have a conversation and someone might say something that I'm previously might have had like an issue with, where it would turn into like a debate. Now so much it's like, I don't need to debate anybody. I don't need to convince anybody who I am or what I'm about, you know? It's like, I'm doing what resonates with me the most. I'm focusing on the things that I resonate with, and it's just more trying to keep in tune with that, you know, trying to keep in tune with my intuition basically, and really kind of zeroing in on the things that I resonate with, and then saying that's the direction I need to go with, you know? It's like I found my north. I'm going that way, you know, because my gut is telling me that's the best direction to go right now. And not being afraid of it, you know, like I used to be. That's been great to realize that I can have conversation with people. I can be neutral about whatever they say, and it's not gonna piss me off. It's not gonna affect me in a negative way, you know. It's all a learning experience, you know, learning other people's perspectives and their different takes on things. Like, I'm learning from people every single time I have a conversation, you know, and I'm hoping that, like, when I speak to people, like, I'm not coming off, you know, preachy or head in the clouds or anything, you know. I'm just hoping that I'm of service. I'm providing something to the conversation. I'm providing value to them, to the other person, the other, you know, people that I'm conversing with. So it's like, yeah, I can be neutral. I can feel like I can be myself. I don't have to change my opinions on things. I don't have to be too agreeable with people. I don't have to placate people just so that things don't get, you know, out of whack with the conversation. Things don't take a negative turn, you know, where it turns into a debate, where it turns into an argument. I'm looking for those opportunities to just really understand better. And also at the same time, like, the term understanding has been more prevalent in my day-to-day life, to where it's like, I'm understanding things too. Like, the whole feeling neutral in conversation, like, that's me understanding that I'm feeling that now, you know? And the whole thing with, like, realizing, like, the triggers of anxiety that I used to have, I'm understanding those triggers now, to where I can better navigate those triggers, you know, and not just brush them aside or try to ignore them and try to quiet the noise, you know. It's like, work on it now, face it now, so that it's not as big of an opponent in your life. Take care of it now, you know, have that sense of urgency to take care of the issue. If you can, do it right now. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. Also, I don't know if this is going to show up when I post this, but I'm using a new camera. My wife just bought a new vlogging camera for her channel, Jessie Retro Readings, on YouTube, and I'm lucky to be the first one out of us to try it out and test it out. So hopefully this comes out looking great. I mean, it looks like an awesome camera. I'm looking at the viewfinder right now, and I'm looking pretty good, man. I don't know if this is gonna come out in like 4K or 1080, but I'm really excited to see how this video turns out when I edit, you know. You know my edits. Cut the front end, cut the back end, leave the rest in the middle alone, and you got yourself a YouTube video. But that's all for today. I am starting to get hungry, so I'm gonna get dinner started. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, you are welcome to leave a comment, get a conversation started about what's going on in your lives. I'm very interested to know what's going on with you. And I appreciate you, as always. Every like, every subscriber. We're so close to 40 right now. Like, that's pretty cool. I think, yeah, I've been at 39 for like a couple weeks, and I'm like, when's it gonna top to 40? When's it gonna get to 40? Because that's gonna be awesome, you know. So every subscriber I get, like, I get excited about, you know. So let me know how you guys are doing. And again, I appreciate you as always. I will see you in the next video. Take care.